The resurrection of the dead is happening every day. It is not a singular event. Let's dive into it. John chapter 11, verse 25. Jesus said unto her, that is, Christ, the I am in you, your awareness of being, which is the spiritual mind in you, said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. I am, that's God's name. His nature is love. Christ's name means I am salvation. The Savior is I am, your awareness of being. God's name is I am. God is love, that is his name or his nature. So the Savior is a loving awareness of being or a loving nature, is what Christ is telling you here. That is the resurrection. Because we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. It is an internal resurrection. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. He that believeth, when you look up the word believe, it means to be confident. To be faithful means to be confident. It's not lip service. You have to be confident and you have to remain confidently in his nature, in his being. That is what it means to believe on his name. To be confident in his nature. Through your own experience in you. That is how the Father and the Son make their abode with you. That is how you are able to see God face to face. That is what it means to know him face to face or nature to nature. You're now able to see God because his nature is in you. He is in you. Do you understand? Not a fleshly individual person outside of you, but the spiritual mind that is in you. Though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Shall never die. So it says here, though he were dead, even though you were dead. Now, what is death according to the scriptures? Death is not the death of your physical body. You don't die. You don't ever die. Nobody has ever died in the sense of that you cease to exist when this body gives up the ghost. You are that ghost. You are the spirit that inhabits this flesh body, and spirit, which is consciousness, cannot die. It is immortal. It's immortal. It cannot die. This flesh body dies, but you, the spirit, you can't die. So what is death? Let's open up Romans chapter 8, verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Didn't Christ say, I am the resurrection and the life? Now we read that the spiritual mind is life and peace, because Christ is the spiritual mind. Not a fleshly individual person. The spiritual mind is in every man and woman in which he rises. Not just one individual flesh person. So to be dead is to be carnally minded. You are raised from the dead, from the carnally minded, from the people who are only able to see and experience life through the lens of outward appearance, through how a thing looks. They judge a thing by how it looks. They judge a thing by how it sounds, by how it feels, by how it smells, by how it tastes. That is superficial judgment. They don't judge the way that God judges. God judges the heart and the reins of a man or a thing. Or in other words, by its nature or being or code of conduct, all spiritual things. not superficial things. You can't smell or taste or touch or see or hear somebody's nature. You can perceive it spiritually, but not through the carnal mind, which is the intellectual mind, which perceives reality through outward appearance, through the lens of outward appearance, through your five senses. They are not spiritual, they are carnal. So to be raised from the dead really means to be raised out of the carnal mind into life and peace, which is, surprise, the spiritual mind, which is Christ in you, a spiritual I am awareness of being. I am salvation, a loving awareness of being is your Savior. The resurrection is not a singular event. When the scriptures speak of the graves flying open, what are the graves? What does a grave hold? Doesn't a grave hold death? And what else is death? Death is psychological suffering. It's not the death of your body. The carnal mind is psychological suffering. Don't you suffer psychologically when you listen to the carnal mind, which is death, which is Satan, your accuser? It accuses you day and night. Your carnal mind, does it not? Of the things that you have done. You're not supposed to listen to Satan, the carnal mind. You're supposed to listen to Christ, the spiritual mind, in you. It is not, to repeat, it is not a singular event out here in the physical world. It is something that happens internally. Because we clearly read that the dead are not the physically dead. The dead are the people who live in the carnal mind. Superficial people, people who go by outward appearance, people who lust after the temporary things of this world. Those are carnally minded people.